Welcome to Bangla City SATV News. This is Shibala Alam with our headlines. Lack of finance and strong political will make climate actions ineffective, said Prime Minister at COP26 summit. CID picks up RMCH contractor for questioning about missing Health Ministry files. Former DGHS, DG's bail extended to Jan 23rd over Regent Hospital. High Court seeks report on actions taken over wrongful custodial death and subsequent clash that left dozens injured. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina said that the global adaptation actions are not being effective due to lack of finance and strong political will. She came up with the remark at the COP26 summit in Glasgow. The Premier further said that the developed nations also need to support vulnerable countries by transferring green and clean technologies at affordable cost. She said despite being a climate vulnerable country, Bangladesh is a global pioneer on adaptation and mitigation initiatives and resilience. Besides, Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina has urged expatriate Bangladeshis all over the world to invest more in Bangladesh as investment opportunities for them have been increased in all sectors. The Prime Minister joined the program virtually from her place of residence in Glasgow. Criminal Investigation Department CID last night picked up a contractor, a Rajshahi Medical College Hospital, for integration over 17 files missing from the Health Ministry. Nasimul Islam Goni, alias Toton, was picked up following raid at the Rajpara residence in Rajshahi city. Police did not arrest him, rather sent him to Dhaka for interrogation in this connection, said Abdul Jalil, Special Superintendent of CID in Rajshahi. The CID officials also searched his office but did not find any such files, he said. Earlier, CID picked up 6 staffs of the Health Ministry for interrogation after the files went missing from the Medical Education Division. A Dhaka court today extended the bail term of former Director General of Directorate General of Health Services, Abul Kalam Azad, until January 23rd next year in a case filed over the Regent Hospital scam. Judge K.M. Imrul Qais of the Senior Special Judges Court of Dhaka issued the order after Abul Kalam Azad submitted a petition seeking an extension of his bail in the case. On October 7, the same court granted him ad interim bail until today after he surrendered before it, seeking bail. The judge will decide on January 23rd whether to accept the charges against Azad and 5 others. Another accused, Shahid Karim, chairman of Regent Group, is now in jail custody. They were charged for the alleged involvement with embezzlement of government funds in the name of coronavirus sample collection and treatment without having any license. 6 members of a family sustained severe burn injuries in a fire triggered by a leak in a cooking gas cylinder at a flat in Chittagong's North Katoli. Agrabad Fire Service Senior Station Super Officer Enamul Haq said that the fire broke out on the top floor of the 6-story building in the early hours today. On information, a firefighting unit went to the spot and rescued the victims. Police said that the injured were rushed to the burn unit of the hospital in the night. They received 80% to 40% burns. A High Court wants to know what measures the authorities have taken over Monday's reported death of a young man in police custody and subsequent clash that left dozens injured in Haragaj Union of Rangpur. The bench of Justice Mamun Rahman and Justice Khandakar Dilur Zaman issued the order on Tuesday after Barrister Jyotirmoy Borua brought the matter to their attention. However, the court will hold a hearing on the issue on Wednesday, Borua added. The probe report of a case filed against Boshundhara Managing Director Saim Subhan Anvir and 7 others over the rape and murder of a college student in Gulshan. After police recovered the body of the 21-year-old college student in a Gulshan flat on April 26, her elder sister had filed a case with Gulshan Police Station against Anvir on charges of suicide abandonment. On July 19, investigation officer of the case and also Gulshan Police Station's officer in charge submitted the final report to the Chief Metropolitan Magistrate Court of Dhaka. Viewers are taking a short break. Stay with Euro Bangla City, SATV News. Welcome back. You're watching Euro Bangla City, SATV News. Now let's take a look at what's going on in the world, starting with the updates of COP26 summit. World leaders will conclude a two-day climate summit on Tuesday with a multi-billion-dollar pledge to end deforestation by 2030, a date too far away for campaigners who want action sooner to save the planet's lungs. Summit hosts the British government. The pledge is backed by almost 20 billion in public and private funding and is endorsed by more than 100 leaders representing over 85% of the world's forest, including the Amazon rainforest, Canada's northern boreal forest, and the Congo Basin rainforest. Meanwhile, UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres opened the UN Climate Conference in Glasgow on Monday with a blistering warning over the world's failure to address global warming. Stressing the leaders' need to listen to the planet and act now, the UN chief also called on them to revisit their climate targets not every 5 years but every year, as stipulated in the Paris Climate Agreement. Humanity has long since run down the clock on climate change. It's 1 minute to midnight on the doomsday clock, and we need to act now. If you don't get serious about climate change today, it will be too late for our children to do so tomorrow. He also emphasized the role of the private sector, saying funding is needed to help developing countries decarbonize their economies. 2 people were killed and another dozen others injured when shots were fired at a Halloween house party in Illinois. Unfortunately, the incident was just one of the least 11 mass shootings in the U.S. reported over the Halloween weekend. Sources said deadly violence over the weekend left at least 12 people dead and 52 others injured. Mass shootings are often defined as incidents where 4 or more people are killed or wounded by gunfire. Such shootings were also reported in Colorado, Kentucky, Texas, California, Florida, and Oklahoma. Data also showed that the number of mass shootings in the country increased due to the COVID-19 pandemic. This year alone, 599 mass shootings have been reported, while 611 were reported in 2020 and 417 in 2019. Experts say that the increase in mass shootings during the pandemic is consistent with the notion that violence may be influenced by social and economic factors. In Nigeria's largest city of Lagos, a 21-story apartment building under construction collapsed Monday afternoon, leaving at least 4 people dead and some 100 construction workers trapped. Government said 3 people have been rescued from what is a new pile of debris, while many remain missing. The cause of the collapse is still unknown, though experts say such incidents are relatively common in Lagos due to weak enforcement of construction standards and the use of poor quality building materials. China and Russia are pushing the United Nations Security Council to ease sanctions on North Korea by reviving a 2019 attempt to remove a ban on Pyongyang's export of statues, seafood and textile, and expanding it to include lifting a refined petroleum imports cap. China and Russia want the 15-member council to remove those sanctions with the intent of enhancing the livelihood of the civilian population in the isolated Asian state. However, North Korea has been subject to UN sanctions since 2006 over its nuclear and ballistic missile programs. Earlier in 2019, Russia and China held 2 informal rounds of talks under draft resolution but never formally tabled it for a vote. American Airlines cancelled nearly 850 more domestic and international flights on Sunday due to staffing shortages and unfavorable weather. The latest wave of flights cancellation pushed the total to over 1,700 since Friday. The company said in a letter to employees on Saturday, severe winds at Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport reduced arrival capacity by more than half, while there were nothing today will begin to run tight as staff as crew members end up out of their regular flight sequences. Airlines overall have been running on reduced staffing due to the pandemic, with drastically lower demand for air travel. US President Joe Biden and Indonesia's President Joko Widodo called on Myanmar's military to release political prisoners and halt all violences during a meeting on the sidelines of the UN Climate Conference in Glasgow, Scotland. White House expressed concern about the coup in Burma and agreed the Burmese military must cease violence, release all political prisoners and provide for a swift return to democracy. Biden also expressed support for ASEAN, supposing that the Myanmar's military government, which last month boycotted a summit of the Southeast Asian regional grouping after its chief was banned from the virtual event. Bollywood superstar Shah Rukh Khan has turned a year older today. This birthday is one of the most special for the actor as he faced a hard time with his family. On the occasion of Bollywood's King Khan's birthday, a massive crowd have gathered up outside the Mannat yesterday night to wish and to see a glimpse of his favorite star. Yesterday, there were visuals of bouquet and gifts from well-wishers at Mannat ahead of Shah Rukh Khan's birthday. Archaeologists have discovered what they believe is the oldest industrial wine press in northern Iraq, dating back more than 2,700 years. The discovery coincides with a vast increase in wine demand among the ruling imperial elite in Assyria. Wine is known to have been consumed in various ceremonial practices among the rich at the time. The latest discovery also includes 14 installations carved into mountain rocks, where the upper square-shaped basins were used to people to press grapes underfoot while extracting the juice which ran off into the lower circulation basins. The historic site was discovered by a group of Italian archaeologists working on adding the ancient structures to the UNESCO World Heritage List. Now sports news. Pakistan will take the field in the second match of the day today. Namibia is the team of Babar Azam, who is in great form. The match will start at 8 p.m. at the Dubai Cricket Stadium. Pakistan has started the World Cup with a great loss to India, New Zealand and Afghanistan. Namibia is the opponent of Babar Azam's team, which is in perfect form. There is no need to change the Pakistan 11 considering the form. However, more than one reserve bench cricketer may be given a chance in the 11. Haider Ali and Mohammad Nawaz can get a chance. On the other hand, after starting the campaign of Super 12 with the victory, Namibia got a taste of defeat to Afghanistan in the last match. But even when David Wiji's team is expected to take the field with the unchanged 11 in the Pakistan match. Before ending, we go to the Euro-Bangla City SATV News headline again. Lack of finance and strong political will make climate actions ineffective, said Prime Minister at COP26 summit. CID picks up RMCH contractor for questioning about missing Health Ministry files. Former DG's bail extended till Jan 23rd over region hospital scam. High Court seeks report on actions taken over wrongful custodial debt and subsequent clash that left dozens injured. We're up to date so far here on Euro-Bangla City SATV News, and to know the latest news, visit www.satvtv.tv. Stay with SATV.